Bienvenidos to Straightforward
or Not,
the only podcast that give you straightforward answers.
Or not.
Or not. We're still figuring it out.
Still figuring out every day.
Everything is crazy every day, so we will see how this one goes. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about
Insecurities.
insecurities. Oh, that's a big one. But before that, tell the kids.
The most important part of every
The
episode.
most important.
Comment, like, follow, subscribe, repost to all of our videos, all of our reels on Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, and YouTube. The 4 of them.
Yes.
It's free.
It's free.
No
Free.
excuse.
Why not? Help us out.
Come on.
If you help us out, we're able to help others.
Exactly.
That was beautiful.
It was poetic on every level.
Okay. Okay, so when you think about insecurity, let's get into it. So when you think about insecurities, what do you think automatically? First of all, I always do this.
You do.
I feel like I always ask a question and I'm like, hold on, there's more to it. Because you just go sometimes too straightforward to the point. I'm like, insecurity. And he's like, yesterday, pizza. And I'm like, no. Take it back. So for me, let's go like 3 different stages of insecurities. Think about like when you were a child. When was the first thing, maybe not physically, or that you're like, oh, wait, I'm different in this way. Or this is something that I'm being made fun of. Like, what was the first thought that you had of insecurity?
Oh, that has to be when I was younger, probably elementary school. I was the smallest kid. I was the shortest kid, including men and women, always bottom 3, bottom 5, every single year out. I love my mom to death. Please don't kill me for saying this. I did not have the best fashion sense back then. Don't kill me. Don't kill me.
What is kids as a fashion? Like,
As kids, I had a bright yellow jacket that looked like a stop sign. It was amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't
remember this.
I remember this.
Wow.
I vividly remember this on every level, and I just didn't fit in. And so you have all of these. I'm the shortest. I'm the smallest. All this, and then all of a sudden I don't talk that much. I'm not fitting in with kids. I have 1 or 2 friends. I'm more of an outcast. Even though people try to make the energy and effort, I didn't necessarily believe I had the social skills to really develop. And then it just developed layer on top of layer, year after year of this, not resentment, but like the lack of development. So now I'm starting to fall behind in these areas and I'm not fitting in. And the separation's now growing and growing and growing week by week, month by month, and especially year by year. And then it got to a point where when I was 14, it really exploded and did something dumb on every level. Best decision, or not the best decision, but one of the best accidents that ever happened. Then I developed social skills. And then everything changed around because I started catching up and putting the energy and effort in. And
so you
things
think,
elevated.
okay, so you had an insecurity. And because that's the funny thing. I feel it's interesting sometimes how we do have insecurities and stuff like that as, I don't know how to put it, to make an insecurity or I won't say be bullied, but being made aware of certain things that you are able to do and actually be better in a sense. And what things later on in life are things that you don't just mold yourself for everybody, which I think is such an interesting balance. Because for me, the younger that you are, sometimes some of the feedback and the things that you get, which are not great, but shows you how to go about life and how to navigate life and other people's perspective. That sometimes in life, which I think is not going to be a popular opinion, which sometimes in life we have to adapt a little bit. We have to mold ourselves a little bit. Sometimes there's, let's say, a job. If you have a job, sometimes you have to talk like them, act like them, know what it is so you can fit and get that job. Then after you get that job, then you're able to make a difference and change and have things after you have that job, which I think this generation sometimes tend to be like, I need to be accepted from day one. Yeah. Then if you are not willing to adapt a little bit, then you will never get a seat at the table. I don't know if that makes sense. That's not very popular, but to me, that's sometimes you have to do those things. Like, I think my first insecurities that I can think of for me definitely was obviously the gay thing.
It's huge.
Huge. No, okay, no. No, that was the thing. And I think, I don't know how to explain to people, like, even right now when I see, like, a little boy, a little kid or anything like that, there's a little bit, like, feminized or anything like that, I hate it. There's nothing more. One of my biggest pet peeve is you don't analyze that. You don't say that to a child. You don't, because sometimes we are that way, and at that time you don't even are aware of what it is. So some people try to put a name, well, he's gonna be this way, he's gonna let them be. Doesn't need to have a name, and doesn't need to have a title. You don't need to sexualize a child and think of what they're gonna be. It's just let them be. He likes to play with dolls. That's who he is. That's what he does. That's it. We don't need to go any deeper. We don't need to do anything else.
Thank you.
Than that. And to me, that sometimes, like, it grinds my gears when I see a child, when I see, like, a little cousin of mine or anything like that, and you can see maybe some flares to them and stuff like that. Don't say anything. Just let them, because for me, it does not help.
No.
At my age, it did not help me. At my age, when I was that age, it didn't help me, because for me, yes, I was feminine. Yes, I did a lot of things like that, but I was not aware of my sexuality. So sometimes what you do, that things can put you back into, not put you back into a closet, because there was never a closet to be inside of, but all you want to do is contradict it. And
Yes.
You're like, no, I'm not, because I don't even know myself.
Correct.
And you're already telling me what I am when I'm not aware what am I yet. So that's actually not helping me in my journey.
No.
Which, if you just let me be, if you let children be and stuff like that, they will come to the conclusion and stuff like that themselves. Now, when they start talking to you about it, that's when you now have the conversations and stuff like that about it. That's my 2 cents, and that's my first insecurities that I was like, people are calling me this, but I don't even know if I'm this.
Yeah.
So to me, that was one. Another one was...
Wait, before we go, they're trying to force you. And I want to bring that back to the real life day, because it's a really great point on every level, where you mentioned that people are forcing others to kind of, whether it's colors, whether it's dresses, whether it's what clothes you're wearing, or whether it's forcing the sexuality at such a young age when someone doesn't know. We need to have answers nowadays, and we can't let things just play out sometimes. In those situations, learn, understand, but let them come to you. Right, yes. As you were saying, let them come to you. And I think this is a lesson for everyone watching and anyone who's going to share this. And this would probably be a reel, because it's that important. And they could go viral, by the way. Let them be them. Because at that young age, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what the feelings or emotions are. And it could be a guy that's a straight guy playing with dolls, but they're 100% straight, and you're trying to force them on perspective. Or it could be vice versa. And it could be different genders of kids.
Not forced. I think the word's not forced, because sometimes parents do things that what they perceive it is normal. That's their sense of normalcy. And I think that's what we need to change, or what is normal. I think that's the main thing. Nothing of like, oh, you do this and this, let them figure out. Let them, obviously you want your children to be safe and to be all of that. But hopefully you give them the tools and the knowledge without forcing anything upon them, or to make them feel an outcast in situations. Because some of these parents, I think, are trying to help their children some type of way sometimes. Of just like, I don't want them to be bullied. I don't want them to feel this way. So I'm going to tell them. So you're bullying them from home.
You're right. You're right. They're trying their best, but the reality is it's not necessarily doing the best thing.
No.
And again, please don't take this as a personal offense at you.
Take it.
Look at it look at it in a way to help you, and a new opportunity for you to try to potentially get a better results at the end of the day. Because again, parents are doing what they think's right, and that's okay. But there's always a gray area where things could maybe go better a different way. So why not try something else where, especially your kid, it could help them be in a better position?
Yeah, everything that you can do at home is you can teach them and do everything, but always think about love. That is the main thing. How can I make them feel comfortable? How can I make them feel that they can come to me? I think that's the main thing, because the world out there is cool. So I think some parents have this idea, the world's cruel, so I need to prepare them. Yeah, but prepare them with love.
Yes.
Not being harsh at home, because it's like if they're trying to escape what's out there, they come home and you just give them more than that. That's not helping them.
No.
Sometimes what people need to feel is love, care for,
Yes.
and then they're able to take over the world, because I know that I have a home that I can always go back to. I have people who care and love for me. And some people have it backwards, which is like, I need to show them how bad the world. Trust and believe, they will find out.
They'll find out.
They'll find out.
They'll find out.
So you don't need to do none of that.
No.
Okay, so let's move a little bit more. So I think when we're teenage years into our 20s, which I think I'm going to say my piece.
You go first, and I'll go second.
Which is, when I was in my 20s, even teenage years, you focus sometimes on the things that you don't have yourself.
Yeah.
Not really in the good things and stuff like that. I think is about the world. So, for example, I'm going to say something stupid, which is like, I want a bigger chest. I want to have a better body. But to your perspective, because you only know your timeline and what you have been alive, to you it feels like, I'm just, which I don't know if it's a good thing. For me, it works. You're going to tell me what you think about it, which is, I'm just a skinny guy. I'm just fat. I'm just this. I'm just that. Instead of thinking like, what can you emphasize on things that you do like about yourself? Like, okay, like maybe I have a big nose, but I have a great smile. And you're able to emphasize on that and not just be like, this thing, or ... exclamation point, is the fact that I think it's okay sometimes if you don't like something about yourself to change it.
I agree. Crazy enough, I'm not a fan of plastic surgery or this or that, and I think there's a
time and place for it.
There's a time and place.
Yes.
Don't go extreme by any means.
No, extreme, that's up to you what extreme is or not. What I mean with that is like I feel there is a portion of you that you have to emphasize. In your teenage years, early 20s, I don't think you should be allowed to touch anything about yourself. It's about emphasizing, because if you do it too early, then you don't learn how to love anything about yourself. So you learn that, I can just change it. I can just change it. I can just change it. There needs to be an emphasis of like, okay, what about me I love?
Yes.
And I always tell people this when it's like, what do you like about yourself? Tell me something that you like about yourself.
Yes.
Is it your shoulders? Is it your arm? Is it your big toe? Is it whatever? Emphasize on that, and then think of like, okay, what I don't like. And then maybe that thing that you haven't learned how to appreciate or love, change that one thing.
Well, I think before changing, and I think we're on the same page of this, you have to love yourself and figure out how to love yourself. Because if you're always saying this negative, I'm hating, what is going to happen? You're going to be running yourself into the ground. It's going to be a negative mindset, and you're going to hate who you are. And then you're going to want to change everything. But the reality is you may just not like a specific part, or you may not like yourself in that moment, which growing up, that's part of growing, especially as teens, especially early 20s. Like, you're not going to like things, and you're going to go through feelings and emotions, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride, and you're going to have downs and ups and everything in between. Love who you are and figure out how to love yourself. And
it's okay to not love certain things about you.
It is okay. And then try to change those, number one, without... My thing is, don't try to change it with plastic surgery or other ways first.
Do it if it makes you happy. Oh, no. Not first.
Not first. Try to love it and try to figure out why. And if it really becomes to that point after your early 20s, I don't think you should get any plastic surgery or any surgeries or any modifications beforehand. That is ridiculous on every level. After, if you really still don't dislike it and it makes you happy, get the one or two. when you start getting into the 15 or the 20,
You can do all of it if you get to a certain age and you're in your 30 and you want to do this. Do
oh
it all.
God,
Do it all.
I'm against
do it
that.
All.
We,
Do it.
I mean, it's love yourself and don't love the person that you project yourself to be. Love who you currently are. Because otherwise you'll never be happy and you're chasing
But
a
how
dream.
about if you do love yourself, but sometimes like you are interacting with the world and the world keeps giving you a kind of a feedback, then what do you do then? Like, for example, let's
Give me an example,
internalize ourselves and stuff like that. Like I remember when I was younger, I was much smaller too as well. And it got me a certain type of attention
Okay.
from people. And that necessarily was not the attention I was looking for. I know I'm probably losing you and everybody's on it, but in the gay community, I think sometimes when you are smaller in frame and stuff like that, there's a certain expectation of what is your role in the relationship. And that was never me. Didn't matter my size or anything like that. What I like sexually like that. I always liked it. The way that I wanted to interact and be in charge. To me, I hate using these words, but not because I was like, I don't know, pretty, more feminine, more smaller, that sometimes men wanted to put me more like on a female role. That's not what I will call it, but so
more submissive.
Correct. So, and that was not me. So I felt that at a certain point, I feel like I did change in my appearance in a sense to match, I think, the type of men that I wanted to attract.
I think here's the thing, that's okay. And there's a little bit of a gray area there where you're not necessarily modifying yourself in a permanent way. You're saying, look, I'm being perceived as X, but that's not who I am. How do I be perceived as Y within the current society and still keep my identity? Because you can fluctuate the clothes you wear, the hairstyle you have, the makeup. There's so many things that you can change. Maybe you can't necessarily change your height without surgery, but how do you play within those parameters of saying, okay, great, I can look different, I can present myself different, and I can feel that internally, but also present that to the world. So people view me not as in this small submissive person, but even though I'm the same stature, I look different. Maybe I have platform shoes. Maybe I have that extra inch in the insole. Maybe I go hit the gym a little bit and I start developing more muscles. The shoulders get broader and that appearance starts opening up a little bit more.
I just find that I feel like sometimes like I don't want to come across as preachy. That's more your role. In a sense, because for me, it's just like how there's so many things in the world that they tell you, embrace who you are, do this, X, Y, and Z, but at the same time, you are rejected for those things. So it's just like how I feel like the world sometimes is fake. That's the best way to put it.
Oh, the world's fake. Going back to what we said earlier or in the previous episodes, people are going to hate on you. And then when you change, they're still going to hate on you and they're going to make sure you don't fit in.
You know what's funny? Which is
insane.
like celebrities I have seen when it's just like Lizzo, what I think it's her name is, or whatever. They will call her fat, you're the fat. And then she loses weight, she gets on track and does this, and then it's like, oh, you're a sellout. Oh, now you just think you're, and it's like, what do you guys want? Well, what is it you want? I don't get it.
They want to hate. They don't want to like you. They don't want to.
It's just like, it makes zero sense to me. Now into maybe, so we can do it fast, our currently something that we're still struggling with right now. So for me, it's two of them. Then you can go. Like, I have more, but time. One for me, after me being sick and stuff like that, something that I really struggle with is a huge insecurity in me going into a new job that I have right now. Is my memory. I have really, really bad memory. So sometimes when I'm training in a new job or new skills, for me, automatically, if I'm learning something new right now and you're showing me, and even though that is new, in my head, I'm like, should I already know this or am I just being dumb? Am I just like, so I don't have a good gauge of what it's just, you're just learning, you're new.
Exactly.
And what it is, you just not comprehending. So to me, that's a really, really, really currently big struggle of mine, for sure. Really, really big struggle. And the second one, which is more secondary down, is in the dating world. which is funny. That one is a completely different thing, which is me. I remember when I was younger and I would date and I would like mold myself into other and stuff like that. And people tell me, don't do that. Actually, that got me a lot of dates and people and stuff like that. Maybe not the best ones for sure. But now that I'm much grown and older and I have more to say and I have an opinion and I know how I want to be loved, how I want the man that I'm with to treat me, that actually gets me more rejections.
100%.
It actually get not a lot of people are actually more likely to be with somebody who just goes with the flow, what they want, and not really somebody who stands for what they want, understand what they want, and where they want to go.
Which is crazy. Which is...
I thought that's what people wanted, and it's like, no. Because they want something that it just can be molded into whatever they want.
Yeah.
Now your last one before we get there, because I took over and it's okay.
I know.
I love that about me.
It's okay. But it's about us, the podcast, always. My biggest insecurity has always been the same thing. It's being enough, especially in business or work. I have high standards for myself, and that's set between both my parents, what they've accomplished in their life. They've been able to achieve high goals on every single level. Both of them have a master's degree. My dad went to Harvard Business School. He was a self-made millionaire. He put himself through school. He elevated himself to the next level. He found his niche on Wall Street. He didn't sell his soul. He didn't. Well, in Wall Street, it's a different level. He outworked people, first in, first out, pretty much on his floor every single day. And that's my standard, is like, I have to be up there in every single thing that I do, any venture. It's a lot of pressure, and I don't necessarily say that to the world or put it out there, but look, I don't have a master's degree, and I probably never will. But what is the success? What has come from it? Where is the, I've done this, I've done that. Here's the company, here's the presentation, here's what we've done together. Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be solo. And it's even with, same thing with jobs. Why have I not gotten a promotion yet? What am I doing? Am I doing good enough? This is a completely new industry. I'm trying to learn it, as you said, a new job within 2 months. Those are unrealistic on every level, but those are things that I'm very insecure, and I force myself and I beat myself up and I have stress and I don't sleep because of it, and it affects me in a negative way. And look, I try to talk myself out and I know what I do, and but it's one of those hard insecurities to kind of, revert back to, or not revert back to, but change at the end of the day. And it's a work in progress every single day, sometimes every minute, of catching myself thinking negative thoughts of how do you kind of pull yourself out of there.
And you know what? So we can wrap it up because it's getting long. I feel like I wanted to wrap it up, but I was going to go in the whole entire tangent about it. But to me, it's like sometimes it's okay for you to be insecure. That's the thing. I think we live in a world where everybody acts like, oh, everybody will have it together. We are not. It's bullshit.
No one has it together.
Nobody. We're all trying our best over here.
Yes.
It's just, I think the main thing that you can do, so we can wrap it up, is be aware of your insecurities, but don't allow them to control you.
Correct.
That's all. That's all. We all have it. We all deal with it. It's just about how we can coexist with them.
Exactly.
Tell the kids where they can find us.
You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify. Comment, like, subscribe, repost all of our videos.
Yes, please.
You have no reason. It is free.
Free.
What is wrong with you?
That's a lot.
We see the analytics every week, every video.
See you coming back.
Mm-hmm. We keep getting more viewers, and the all other things don't even grow.
No. But here we are.
That's it.
That's it.
And on that note, peace.
Peace.